start. I don't know where to go. I'm told I'll reap all of what I sow. These mistakes have no one else to blame. Said I could feel it when you left me here, left me here. Our emotions are one and the same. So come on over, we can persevere, persevere. So come on over, we can persevere.
Hello and welcome on in to the WESG European Vainglory Qualifiers powered by Razer and the Razer phone. My name is Tasty Bacon. Alongside me is High Jump, and we are ready for another week of incredible Vainglory action.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited for this week's games. It's going to be a real awesome match to see how well these teams have meshed over the rest of this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, we are going to be kicking things up with Spain and Romania going toe-to-toe. This is one that has a chance to be a little bit lopsided. Unfortunately, looking at the players, there's a lot more recognizable names over on the Spain side than we do have on Romania, but there are some big names. Upsets can happen. You never know. But then our second matchup of the day is the one that is going to be a doozy. It is going to be Germany and the United Kingdom going toe-to-toe. These are really the two big powerhouse teams when you look at the lineups.
Yeah, it's going to make for a really great quarterfinals to see who's, really deserving to, continue on this tournament. As we get, farther along, these matches just get better and better, and it just has me super excited to see some high-quality games.
And so let's take a quick look at our rosters for today. You can see on Spain, it's going to be Anto Recre, It's Josela, Jesus 27, Dorcas, BML, No Soy Nomo, Bruto, and Miguel E. Mop. Whereas on Romania, we have Justman. That's a name that you probably recognize at home. Krull, Legend Ocid, or Legend Genocid, excuse me, X Floppy, Alex SS, Eugene Marion, and Calligraphy going to be rounding out their lineup. We're just waiting on one or two more players to get themselves into the game so we can get them in the lobby, and it looks like they may actually be on right now. So we're going to be getting things kicked off here pretty soon here, High Jump.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. We've got something really awesome this week, too, for you guys, watching at home. We're going to be featuring tweets. So if you guys tweet out using hashtag Vainglory, hashtag MGL, you have a chance to be featured on stream, and for that you'll be winning 900 ice as well. So make sure you guys are hitting us up with some quality tweets that we talk about, be it about how excited you are for a game, what you're looking forward to see. It's gonna make for a really fun way to kind of stay involved and be hyped about these upcoming events.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, you can win ice just by tweeting at us using those hashtags, Vainglory, hashtag MGL. And, who knows, your tweet could get featured on the stream. You could be one of those lucky winners taking home a little bit of extra ice to pad your account.
Yeah, and, speaking of ice, we got something interesting this week. We have Yates available for Glory now. So we finally have a legal Yates.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun for sure. Potential to actually get to see Yates on Sovereign's Rise in the WESG qualifiers. But we've got all the players in, so no further delays. Let's go ahead and kick things off for our first matchup of the day. I'm gonna get it started in just a moment. As soon as the client kicks us into the draft, we can go ahead and show that to you, and we can figure out who is going to be playing well. Is Yates going to get banned? Is Yates going to be picked? We'll have to just wait and see. Here we go. Draft number 1 underway.
Yeah. So, I mean, with this draft, I mean, if you're the blue side, are you going to basically, try to not ban him and force the enemy team just to ban him out? I mean, we have a pedal ban to start with, so I mean, I feel like that's the case.
Yeah, that definitely looks like it's going to be the side of Spain trying to leave a lot of options open for themselves for that first pick. It is Spain on the blue side for game number 1 with Romania on the red side. So that's going to be a Churnwalker ban coming out for Romania, not wanting to see that hero on the rise. And then, of course, the Razer getting taken off the board as well.
Yeah, this will be interesting. I'm expecting, if they're banning out Churn, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like Anka, Maleen. I wonder if they know.
Well, yeah, it's a little surprising to see Anka as the first pick with Yates available. They may not realize that Yates can be played this week because it has been banned globally for the WESG qualifiers up until this point. So Adagio will be the answer from the side of Romania, and so they're obviously knowing that they're going to be up against that assassin in the Anka. They want to have that little bit of extra durability, that little bit of a heal, that when Anka dives in, you can apply that heal to whatever target she's trying to assassinate. You then get the gift of fire onto her pretty easily as well. Yeah, they're going for the Catherine, and now this could be the Yates lock-in.
Oh, I do like the
there it is.
Okay, this is gonna be this lineup is nuts. Yeah, like they're highlighting over Churn and Arden, Grumpjaw and Arden. There's like this pedal ban just to leave it out, just to leave in so many power heroes makes for such devastating lineups.
It absolutely does. Arden will be the selection, and I'm curious to see how they're going to build this Yates. That's what I'm most interested in. Looking at Yates before everything was revealed, it looked like he was going to be a really strong weapon carry. But then, his actual numbers are released, and I personally feel like he's a lot better as kind of this captain, super tanky, just this utility-focused hero. That's where I've found the most success with him personally. You can also build him as a crystal carry. He can do some serious damage that way. His ratios are pretty high, so a lot up in the air for how they want to go ahead and build this.
Yeah, I like the super tanky build as well. I mean, his abilities give you so much damage for so little items. So it's just like you just build up health and defense stats, and you're pretty much just good to go. We got a Kensei and a Gwen being picked up though, so this could be a great way to kind of punish that super tanky build.
Yeah, it absolutely could be. There's a lot of damage on both sides. I think now that Yates is in the mix, there's a lot of potential for other power picks to slip through as well, like the Kensei coming through there. As we're gonna be figuring out what happened with the draft and getting right on back into this one. Remind the players. Remind them that there is a minor issue with the client on private drafts at the moment, so we'll try and get right on back into this one. Obviously, it's going to be the same picks and bans up until that point, and then we'll be continuing on from there. But if the lobby will let us back in, we may have to remake the lobby, which will, of course, be a brief delay until then, but hopefully it'll start us on up. It's kind of finicky on if it decides to start up right away or not, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to do so right now, so gonna have to remake the lobby.
Yeah. So I mean, we saw some interesting picks here. We saw what excuse me, Romania starting off with Catherine and Adagio. I'm actually expecting that Adagio to kind of be babysitting mid here a bit, longer range, and like you're talking about, that having that heal available for the mid laner, so that in case they fall behind in their kind of duel with Anka, it could make for a little bit easier time in that lane to secure farm. Though I'm more interested to see exactly where they're going to play this Yates. Traditionally, with similar kind of like hard hooks, not like kind of just like slows, but one that actually brings the enemy hero to you. It's better to kind of look at that hero as like a traditional roam, as someone that's going to be like looking to run around, use the time that that they're off the map. That's usually the bigger weapon. Is because like you don't know if you're going to be ganked or not, or if that hook's just going to come out of a bush and suddenly you're dead.
Yeah, it's definitely something you have to keep in the back of your mind at all times when you've got these heroes on the rise. But as we try and get this lobby sorted out once again, I want to hear your thoughts on. So obviously you got the Anka, you've got the Kensei kind of on the opposite side. Both of them very good at these deep dive assassin type plays. How do you feel about like the compositions that we've got built around these two heroes thus far?
I mean, the Catherine's kind of nice for the fact that pairing it with the Kensei, because both heroes are going to look to kind of dive at some point. Basically, you can follow up Kensei's ult with Catherine ult, try to get off multi-man silences. And then rush in with them, lock down one target, and just hope to just burst them down. Gwen's also pretty good at that as well, giving you a little bit of AoE. But Anka is a pretty slippery target, so it might not. That landing that silence is going to be a key thing, but reflex block, Aegis are things. So it could be a little bit hard to really get the lockdown there. I don't think we saw the final carry for Spain here, so it's because what they had it's how they round this out could really change the dynamic of their team fights. Yeah,
for sure. Well, we are back into the draft once again. It will again be the same picks, same bands up until a point where the draft had crashed on us last time. So we're just going to get through these very quickly. The Anka pick, the Agio alongside the Catherine, I believe was their second selection. Yep. And then we're going to get the Yates Arden for Spain. And it was the Kensei pick, the Gwen Kensei rotation, and then we had lost the draft shortly after. So we'll be getting to the new picks, or the final picks of this draft here shortly.
Yeah, so I mean, Arden is going to be one of these crazy supports. Can do a lot of damage. They have so much save, and if they pick up the flicker here as well, it's going to be so much chaos happening in these team fights. Overall, I mean, this comp, they pick up the Silver Nail. This is going to be pretty devastating. We saw what can happen with quality Silver Nail last weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, and they are going to grab that Silver Nail. So again, I assume it's going to be the Anka and the Silver Nail as the primary damage dealers, with just a lot of utility provided by the Arden, the Yates, and the Flicker. This is a really, really strong draft for the side of Spain. I'm actually a big fan of the heroes that they have selected, and it's going to be a little bit more damage focused on the side of Romania. 3 carries on their side. So there's your lineups for this game. Before we get on into this one, let's take a quick look at the brackets, as we're going to get booted on out once again. This time we'll try switching over to a blind pick. This will allow the players to grab their skins that they want to be using as well. And hopefully we can get on into this game shortly. But looking at the brackets, you can see, obviously, this is going to be the Group B where we're focusing today, as Group A is already into the Group A finals, as the players are just going to get their selections in. But you can see, again, Spain and Romania battling it out here right now. United Kingdom and Germany will be up next. But over on Group A, we saw this last week where Russia was able to take down France 2-0, the Netherlands with a 2-0 for themselves as well over Turkey. So that will be next week's matchup, will be that Russia versus the Netherlands. That's going to be another exciting one. It's pretty much all exciting matchups from here on out. But we are going to be getting ready to get into this game, this first matchup of a best of 3, Spain and Romania. High jump, looking at these two lineups, take away the names, just look at the heroes, and what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, if even taking away the fact that Spain, I gotta favor their lineup here. It looks just so dang strong here. I mean, everyone's pretty much on the Yates hype train, but there's a very valid reason. We didn't see any balance changes to him, so it's still just like a real powerhouse. And we've seen teams been like first banning Arden, first banning Flicker. Like there's so many of these just like power heroes on that team. I think it's really just going to come down to execution here. Like normally we've seen Anka be toppled if she doesn't get like a good start, but there's just so much of a safety net on that lineup. That being said, if the side of Romania can be aggressive, can find the pickoffs that they need without Yates being there, it could very much be their game. Like it's Celeste like hitting that kind of like that topping point where she starts to get the heliogenesis, critical sort of thing, where it's just like that extra range will help her so much in lane.
Absolutely. Well, right now, speaking of up in lane, there's going to be a little bit of a skirmish here in the mid lane. It's Josela taking a lot of pressure early. That's something that they're going to be able to really take advantage of, is if this Anka is the mid lane for the side of Spain, you can pressure Anka very heavily early on. Take a look at some of these jungle rotations. You see Romania being the aggressors here in the Spain jungle.
And he's down. That was such a quick pick there from Miguel. He just walked into their trap. Really.
Yeah, that was a very quick pickup for the side of Spain, finding themselves that first blood. Legend Genocide just being a little bit too aggressive on their own side. Like it felt like almost Romania was trying to take a little bit too much. They were putting pressure on to the Spain jungle blue buff, but they were also had Legend Genocide trying to kind of defend their own side of the jungle as well. Ends up costing them, but now are they going to be able to find anything in return? Miguel going down very, very low. Bruto doing what he can to keep them at bay. Not quite going to find a kill, but Miguel is going to be going right back on in, feeling no fear. He's going to be helping Bruto to secure another kill.
Yeah, Bruto is just a really quality Silvernail. I think in his recent rank stats, he's gotten 6 and 1 on the hero with 6-3 and 7 KDA, so it's really comfortable on this hero. A lot of people are starting to pay attention. I think after last week and seeing like, oh, okay, Silvernail's like something to be really reckoned with.
Yeah, and it kind of felt like this was going to be the case with Silvernail, that early on when he first came out, it was going to be a little bit of kind of a learning period. But right now, Bruto, he has definitely learned as he takes down the Kensei. They're going to be now facing a Catherine walking on him, but they don't seem to care. There's just so much damage going out with this duo, and Bruto's got himself another kill.
Yeah, this is looking pretty one-sided. Sitting at 3-0-1, hasn't even used his potion yet, so he'll be able to just grab this healing tree and get healed up, grab another red buff, and continue to farm out this bottom wave. Yeah,
this has just been really great start for Bruto, and not an ideal situation for Romania to be in, knowing that there's a Silvernail just farming up and getting huge. As again, we saw this last week as well. Actually, take a look in mid lane.
Josela just got a massive kill, got the dagger onto the Celeste, and just teleported back underneath the turret to pick her off. Oh my gosh!
Individually, the players of Spain are just outplaying a lot of their Romanian counterparts right now. We'll see if the team play is going to be where maybe Romania can pick it up, but it is not looking good in the early game. That's another kill for Josela. And between an Anka and a Silvernail, if those two get fed, it's going to be a very quick game.
Yeah, and one of the things here is, like, we talked about, like, this mid lane, talking about, like, having the Celeste and...
nice kill there. Yeah, nice job by Justman, able to secure that. And that's something else that I think we should talk about, is Justman is actually playing a carry, is up in the top lane. It's actually going to be Nosoya Nomo getting himself a solo kill on this Arden against a Gwen. That is, again, just the individual mechanics of the Spain players. As there's now skirmishes going on both sides of the map. Bruto and Miguel being very aggressive once more. Eugene Marion and Legend Genocide trying to hold him at bay, but just not being able to do so. Another kill for Bruto.
Yeah, they're starting to feel really comfortable here, looking to just continuously invade. They've got a lot of eyes on, what Romania is trying to do, so they feel pretty comfortable being able to just walk into their jungle like that.
Oh, Justman, he's going to be going down. Klugraphy trying to at least salvage one kill out of this, but the stun from Yates is going to prevent that for now. Or is he going to be able to get that hook? The turret not quite taking him. A couple more minion attacks are on their way, but not going to take him down either. Calligraphy trying to run, but he's got now a Flicker and a Yates hot on his heels. And that's going to be the hook pulling him on in. Dorcas finishing off that kill. Meanwhile, there was a kill up top for the side of Romania as Floppy on Gwen did take down the Arden. But now this bottom turret is going to be in trouble. Eugene Marion defending it by himself, but he's going to get pulled away from the safety of that turret temporarily. Not going to be enough for a kill. Miguel really wants this one. He's looking for that, but he gets away from turret aggro. Should be able to walk out of here as Bruto just punishes that turret.
Yeah, that was really nice plays. The fact that they've already kind of got that figured out is just like, okay, we can just line up all of our abilities with a Yates hook and look for kills this way means that they've really been practicing this sort of thing.
Dorcas, though, in some trouble, does pop that potion. He actually gets himself out to safety for now. But it's a 3-on-3, but everyone on Spain is low, but they're quickly turning this right around. They know the damage they have. They're finding stuns, and they're finding kills. Miguel is going to go down. Bruto trying to finish this one off. He is really low, doesn't quite get the slow onto Legend Genocid, but that's a 2 for 2 in a situation where Spain... Oh, never mind. That's going to be a 3 for 2 as here comes Josela. Josela with the BM, but he knows he's got the kill secured, and that is going to be 3 for 2 for the side of Spain in a fight that they were so low at the start of. Just really great stuff from this team.
Yeah, I mean, seeing here that Bruto has actually started off with that Sorrow Blade instead of the Serpent's Mask, showing some confidence here that he doesn't need to worry about the survivability as much. Knowing that he's far enough ahead that he's just like, yeah, I'm going to just be able to burst down whoever tries to fight me. I don't have to worry about the sustain yet.
Now, Eugene Arian looking for a kill. He's going to get stunned up. No Soy Nomo has those barriers, has that potion, but the ultimate from Celeste will put an end to that little dance. And Romania, again, they're able to find some kills here and there, but the question is, will they be able to string anything together? Because they have not really been able to get much momentum going in their favor. Legend Genocide, oh, he's just melting to this Silvernail. Bruto is so far ahead. There's going to be a stun. Calligraphy going to be going low. The poison not quite going to do enough to get another kill for Bruto. But on the top side of the map, Floppy did go ahead and, while he does fall to the Anka, was able to take down a turret.
Yeah, making enough of that space. They do actually. She's going up against the start of a weapon power Arden here, so feeling a little bit confident being able to kind of outrange him a bit. But now with pressing that advantage, knowing that they just won a couple fights here, they can feel free to take Ghost Queen. Spain's looking really dominant here, man.
They absolutely are. Eugene Marion going to get pulled away from the turret just to remind him that this can happen. As it looks like Spain just going to be going back to farming up that bottom lane. Meanwhile, in the mid, it's Josela. He's got himself quite a few kills, kind of almost quietly. It's been focusing so much on Bruto with his 7 kills. Josela has 5 to his name as well, so he has been doing exceptionally well in this mid lane and with his rotations up to the top and bottom lanes as well. Now going to be looking for another opportunity to go in onto Legend Genocide and Just Man with the help of Miguel on this Flicker.
Yeah, really showing exactly what an assassin is really good at. What a combo here. You can still pick up the... Oh, I thought it was going to be enough damage for the Adagio.
And not quite able to find that kill. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it's again just Bruto and now Yates combining up. They're not quite going to get the pull onto the Gwen, but Bruto has done so much damage already. They're just going to start working on this turret. This will be the second turret in this lane that they are going to take down. Nice aces high from Floppy. Will it be enough to save him? Oh, that's going to be Dorcas stunning up Legend Genocide so that Bruto can clean him out. There's going to be the barrier provided from the ultimate as well to make sure that they can get the triple kill. 2v3, Bruto and Dorcas just cleaning house in this bottom lane.
Yeah, they're taking note of what their big advantages are. You can't really leave Bruto alone, so always keeping him paired, with his Yates, with the Flicker, so that there's always going to be some sort of utility to back up this massive amount of damage from Silvernail. It's a very smart play. Yeah,
they are going to be able to take down that turret. They had to tank up a bit of it though, so now could be in potential trouble. As here's all of Romania collapsing. They will take down Bruto. Dorcas will be the next target. Gets the ultimate from Flicker. That Mooncloak movement speed and stealth to get him on out of dodge. and that's going to allow them to escape with just losing the one. But I think they're going to be happy with that, with the number of kills they secured and getting that armory turret in the bottom lane. I don't think Spain is going to be too upset at all about Bruto suffering his first death of the game.
Yeah, just taking note, just like taking a minor note of it, just like, okay, cool, we got aggressive, we can take this much. Let's let's start this again in a different lane, slow it down a little bit. They're still gonna be in a good spot.
Oh, under the turret, that's Josela. Are the clones not quite gonna finish off Just Man? But Josela just says, fine, I'll just blink on in under the turret and clean it up then. Gwen gonna try and defend, but Josela is gonna go diving under, does get stunned up, will find the kill, but will fall in return. But now here comes Bruto with the damage of Dorcas as well. They're gonna be finding a couple more kills. Calligraphy gonna put an end to Bruto's aggression temporarily, but once that Stormguard bubble is down, Bruto just unloads into the Catherine for the kill. Eugene Marion, the only one to escape that alive, and that was just barely.
Yeah, that was really close too. That was really close from Eugene there, kind of diving away. I thought that they were going to look to like go back in. We've seen a lot of that, just trying to like following the mentality of just like I gotta save my teammate sort of thing. But being smart, like okay, back off, don't die, try to get as much farm as you can in the meantime.
And I want to take a look at this build for Bruto. You mentioned earlier that he didn't go for the Serpent's Mask first item. Isn't going for the Serpent's Mask at all, it looks like. Knows that he has the protection of both the...
Oh my
goodness, that's so much damage from It's Josela. But he has the protection of the of Dorcas, of No Soy on Nomo, has the protection of the Miguel as well on this Flicker. Like, there's so many tools in this Spain team to protect their carries that they're able to just build full offense damage items. They don't need to worry about the lifesteal or anything like that. Bruto is going to be in some trouble here, but not before he finds the kill on the Eugene Marion. Here comes the barriers as they are now just cleaning house. 2 kills for Bruto, looking for a third perhaps on... Oh, there's going to be a triple kill, but he does fall in the end. That's 3 for 1 now for Spain, and that was a 5 versus 3 fight. They only had 3 members of their team there. Both the damage of It's Josela and the utility of the Arden were not involved in that fight.
Yeah, and the fact that like it's not needed, we have Arden here starting up the Black Claw. It's really telling that like there's so much confidence.
Oh my goodness, Josela absolutely outplaying Justman and Genocid there. Dives in, baits out the Verse of Judgment, ducks out of harm's way, and then goes back in once it's down in order to secure those kills. This is just, it's so strong. Such strong play from Josela. He's diving on in again. Doesn't even seem to care about his own safety. He's just looking for kills.
Yeah, honestly, it seems like a lot of lack of mobility here. Anka can be so slippery, but like there hasn't been a way for the side of Romania to really keep up, and Bruto showing up at the end of this team fight to clean up house.
Yeah, and this was after the team had captured Black Claw. This could very well be the game for Spain. They have such a massive lead at this point. 13 minutes in, it's a 10k gold lead and 34-9 on the kills. That's just going to be increasing further as they find an ace. They have one armory down, so they just turn their attention to the Vein Crystal. They don't even need the Black Claw here to finish off this game, as Spain will take game number 1 of this best of 3. Very decisive fashion. There were moments for Romania. There were a couple of individual plays, but for the most part, this was all about Team Spain.
Yeah, that was just domination there. I mean, it's Josela, Bruto, both of them they won their lane so convincingly that it really just let the rest of the team kind of do as they wished. Like we never saw No Soy pretty much leave top lane except for a couple times that he died. So like this really almost felt like a 4-on-5.
Yeah, absolutely. So really, really strong stuff from the side of Spain. We're gonna go ahead and get things set up for game number 2 of this series. We'll see if Romania can turn it around, or if this is going to be yet another quick, clean 2-0 here in WESG. We've seen quite a few of these series go the 2-0 route. Only a handful of them have gone to the distance to that third game. We'll see if that's going to be the case here. But judging from that first game, it's definitely looking like this is Spain's series to win.
Yeah. I mean, I think for sure here we're going to probably see a Yates ban, or at least try to contest that more in that first pick. I think that Romania wasn't ready for, but the fact that it was kind of like, you know, knowing the rules ahead of time, that's kind of on them.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, they didn't first pick it either. They weren't looking for it right away. They were willing to let it go over to the side of Romania. So it'll be interesting to see how this draft goes. But we're going to be getting right on into this one. Game number 2 draft underway. This time Romania will be on the blue side.
Yeah, we see here hovering over that silver nail. They realized that was such a huge issue for them to deal with in that bot lane. I like the fact that they're like, you know, just like, okay, we're banning this away. Get rid of it. I don't want to deal with it. Because if they're potentially able to then, you know, win that lane, it gives them more time to be able to focus on winning that mid lane should the Anka come out again. Really, Spain bans it away themselves.
Yeah, interesting to see that they are the ones that take it off the board, not wanting to deal with it. They like playing it, but they don't want to go up against it. So we'll see if that's going to be something that's going to impact them having now change up their strategy.
Yeah, I do like it. It's the fact that they don't have first pick here. It's going to ban away some like these power heroes, not wanting to leave everything in the pool. And bans away the Yates too. I like this. I think they're realizing that, like, okay, these heroes are so strong. Let's just win with the heroes that we know we're good at, and don't let the power of these heroes, effectively, like, how to put this, effectively, just like be like the heroes being so good. It doesn't matter, like how far behind you are. It's just gonna, like, their kits are just so versatile that allows them to be like just dominant at so many points of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be the Razer coming through as the first pick, answered by a Kestrel and an Alpha. So already a very different composition that we're going to be seeing from the side of Spain here for game number 2. And opportunities now for the side of Romania to take away more of the picks that we know that Spain played exceptionally well in game number 1. They could potentially grab that Arden. They're actually hovering. They're going to take the pedal. Maybe this hasn't been a throwaway ban all along. Maybe it is something that these teams are playing and are finding success with. Because to pick it up right now in this situation for Romania, you've got to be feeling comfortable with a pedal if you're going to be pulling it out facing elimination.
So Legend Genocide, who Pedal's currently sitting on, in recent games has gone 2-2, at least from what's available on VG Pro. So could have seen more success in some private games. Has actually had a KDA of 666. So I mean, this might just be the legendary Pedal that we've all been fearing. But honestly, the fact, like, how fast this team lineup's been coming out from the side of Romania, it feels almost like a set play. That they're just like, okay, we've got this hero. This is the strat. This is how we're gonna be able to stay alive in this tournament. Try to win here. But I'm really surprised here that we see like a second pick Alpha from Spain. Like, Alpha hasn't really seen much play in recent history. Yeah, she saw a lot of play early on in 5v5, but then some changes came out to her numbers and kind of fell off a bit heavily. As you mentioned, haven't really seen her that much frequently in recent memory, but it is still a pick that has a lot of strength in 5v5. That mobility that we talked about with the Anka last game is something that the Alpha can do really well with. She has a lot of that mobility, has the ability to stick to a target between the prime directives and the core charges, able to just constantly move with opponents. So that's something that if you can get ahead with her, you can just relentlessly chase down your enemies. So, but there's a lot of mobility on the other side too. You have a lot of movement with the Sky, with the Reza, Lance having the combat rolls and the Githian walls to stop people from chasing. So I think mobility is going to be key in this matchup, and both teams picked their compositions to focus on a lot of that mobility. Yeah, this will be really interesting to see. I do like their lineup here. They've got a lot of lockdown. I think really though it's like all eyes are going to be on this jungle Pedal. Yeah, absolutely. Legend Genocide, we're going to be rocking the Pedal on into this map. We'll see how things are going to go. And, of course, Josela
and Bruto, both of them went absolutely off in game number 1. We'll see if they can have a repeat performance here in game number 2. Josela starting the aggression early, diving right in onto Petal. Petal's going to be in trouble, nearly falling. Not quite going to go down, though.
Man, I misspoke. Mid-alpha? I mean, is Josela going to, like, rotate off, or are they just going to just try to force down this lane here?
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see. Here comes the jungle spawn, so the aggression now coming out. Calligraphy going to be going down low, but this is Josela rotating over to the Crystal Tree, and this could very well be a mid-lane alpha that we're going to be treated to, as the weapon treants are actually the ones that are getting prioritized here and stolen away, but thus far, it's 2 buffs for the side of Spain, where Romania will be able to secure 1 as they go in and invade the enemy crystal buff. And this final weapon buff now is just going to be left untouched for the time being, as neither team is in that quadrant of the jungle.
Yeah, I really like this, though. They've really just chunked the side of Romania early on, poking them down, dealing so much damage, forcing Legend to basically back off to the fountain right away. It made it a 4v5 going into this, so they can easily secure, both sides of Romania's buffs here, and they have the space to be able to back up here and grab their own weapon treant as well.
Yeah, that's going to be, actually, this could be first blood coming through. Bruto finding first blood again. Miguel now on the heels of this Arden. Arden should be able to get out alive. No, will not get to the safety behind that minion. The final Malice and Verdict just sneaks on by for another kill going to the side of Spain.
Yeah, honestly, I thought you had misspoken because I was following the side of it's Josela and Dorcas chasing down the top lane. I was like, that's not Bruto at all. See that happening at the same time. The amount of aggression coming out of the side of Team Spain is so just absolutely entertaining to me. Of just like, okay, they're level 2. They're just like, that's enough. We can just go and run them over right now. We have such strong heroes in this early game. Let's just punish them while they're kind of still reeling from that first game.
Yeah, and like you said, we talked about this. Is it going to be this mid lane alpha? They have a Samuel who you would expect to be in the mid lane, but that's not the case. They're just rotating everyone all over the place. And I don't even know if there really is a dedicated laner on this Spain roster right now, because they are just constantly moving as a team, now trying to find some kills up top.
Oh, dude, it's Josela can just stay on this pedal so well. There's no way for her to get away.
And Floppy gonna go down as well. And 2 more kills for the side of Spain. And this roaming gang squad just continuing to put in the work. Now they're gonna have to get down towards the mid lane, as it's gonna be Justman and Eugene both pushing on in, but they're gonna rotate away, look for these jungle camps as they respawn. But a kill was actually found. That was actually it was Floppy taking care of a little bit of over-aggression, perhaps, from its Josela, and able to secure the first kill of the game for the side of Romania.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those things, though. Like, this 4-man gang squad, yes, they are getting a lot of kills, but really where Romania can, they can take advantage of basically all this free space. If 4 people are roaming top just to go after the lance, take mid and take bot. Like, take all the farm you can, get as much turret damage as you possibly can. While there's so many people away, it's a lot of free space given to to your enemy team if you're just running 4 people all around the map at this early state of the game.
And well, we did see the kill go over onto the Lance. Meanwhile, while that was happening in the mid lane, there was actually 2 kills picked up by the side of Romania. So a lot of action kind of all over the place. It feels like there's constantly multiple fights going on different sides of the map. But again, we mentioned this 4-man roaming squad. This just seems to be the strategy for Spain. This game is just keeping these members grouped up, making sure that they can take the jungle, they can find opportunities to fight here and there. Dorcas gonna be trying to lead the team back to his turret, but here comes the rest of Spain with the drifting dark battles. Malice and Verk's gonna do a lot of the AoE damage. They aim for the pedal. Meanwhile, Petal will get to safety. Justman trying to do what he can on this Reza in order to clear out the minions and make sure they can stay safe underneath this turret.
Yeah. So like I said, those kills coming out in the mid lane, I think, is a result of that kind of differential in farm here. Levels are staying relatively the same, so it's just a matter of if getting these early kills is going to amount to what's needed. We're currently looking at like the kills on the Alpha, on the Kestrel, and one on the Lyra. So I mean, this this looks like a pretty dang green lineup. Even this Finn has gone all weapon power.
Sky is going to be in trouble as here comes rotation. A very quick kill. That one actually goes over to Dorcas. But yeah, the weapon power Finn. I'm not too sure about that one, but we'll see how it plays out for now. And he's at least able to clear out those minion waves a little bit quicker. Seeing as they, if last game is any indication, Nosoy Anomo was pretty much on an island all game long. Just stayed in the lane, didn't really rotate out much, just kept that pressure on. Meanwhile, up top and down bottom, we've got two separate chases going on. Dorcas trying to evade Justman and Eugene. That's going to be should be able to get out of there. Obviously, not quite level 6. Doesn't have the ultimate to be able to use those portals. But Nosoy and Nomo, don't know how much assistance the weapon Finn is going to be able to provide. Doesn't steal away the Treant. Dorcas is going to go low, but will be able to get to the safety of these turrets.
Yeah, I do like this. I mean, we also talking about going back to Nosoy here. On that Arden, he did go full weapon power. So this isn't something that's going to be like at least atypical from what we've seen of him.
Oh, Miguel up in the top lane, able to turn that around. That was 2-on-1, but they went a little bit too aggressive underneath the turret. Took too many turret shots, and Miguel able to turn that one around and find the kill.
Yeah, Miguel is. It's just so weird the fact that they have two supports effectively, like hero-wise, but only really just the one. Like, we're so used to seeing like these three like utility heroes, or builds kind of making up these team comps, and now they're just like, let's just go full aggression. Let's not worry about it.
In the bot lane, Bruto and Nosoy Anomo almost found themselves a kill onto Calligraphy. The Force the Cord pulling the Sky in, nearly took him down, but Bruto is just going to focus on taking out that turret. So turret destroyed for the side of Spain. Rotate up mid. That's going to be a gauntlet going down, trying to find these kills, but was that a mistake? Eugene didn't really get any stuns with it. Miguel is going to go low, but so Eugene is going to fall as Bruto and Nosoy Anomo rotate up from the bottom lane in order to find that kill. Likely just going to be trying to push in onto this turret a bit, but they're not going to have the minions there just yet. As actually, no, Justman doesn't want to go forward to clear those out quickly, and instead it will be actually the turret falling in the top lane as Romania is able to push that one down.
Going back to that last team fight, I really do like what that Arden was trying to do there. Diving in, throws down the gauntlet, and then trying to just drag the Alpha's attention away, giving more space to Justman trying to find that kill. But since he wasn't able to get that, it wasn't really that great of a trade there. But it was like, I do like the idea there to kind of just like make as much space and make it as safe of an engagement for your carry in that sense.
Bruto could be in some trouble here. Gonna get impaled. Out the pedal putting out a lot of damage. They will be able to find the kill onto Kestrel. Now they're looking to go onto Josla. Josla does have that ultimate though and is a CP Alpha. This could be a lot of damage. It's going to be a massive nuke, but not enough for a kill. He will get back up though.
There's the shield. He's going to die here. Legend still. Oh. I thought he was going to go down.
That was really, really close. But now Spain rotating their final two members on in. And this is something that is a little bit different from what we saw in game number 1, whereas Spain is, they're rotating like as multiple different units now. And even from earlier in this game where we saw this 4-man squad, oh, that's going to be a kill onto... No! Oh, okay. They do end up getting it in the end. That portal almost trolling Miguel out of a kill. But they are able to get themselves on in, find that one. But now Miguel could be the one in trouble. Petal rejoining the fight, will be able to find the kill alongside the Lance and Arden. And this Lance is actually starting to put in some serious work, being able to lock up targets so that Petal can just output a lot of damage onto them.
Yeah, this aggression kind of going into the double force record on Eugene.
The fighting just doesn't seem to stop with these two teams. They find another kill. It's 11-7 at 10 minutes in. It's just been actually a much closer back and forth game in terms of the kills going down. But you look at the gold, it's still about a 3,000 gold lead in favor of Spain. It feels like they've still been the ones that are being more aggressive and finding the pressure. Like every so often, Romania is the ones that call the shot, but Justman, he's going to be going low underneath this turret. does get out to safety, but the turret falls. One shot, one kill is going to tag him, but it's not enough to find the kill. Josela has to use the termination protocol in order to keep himself alive, but he will be getting back up as the team continues to push in underneath this turret. Josela finds a kill. Now Calligraphy is going to be going down as well. Bruto will take that one. And with another minion wave coming in, are they going to try and stick around and look for another turret? I don't think they want to be quite that aggressive just yet, but Romania says you don't have a choice. We're going to be diving out in. Justman looking for these kills. Finds the kill onto Bruto, but Bruto did take down the Arden in response.
Yeah, I do like this a lot. You're looking at this gold lead now, about 5K ahead, and they still have. I think it's really because like they're ahead on turrets as well here. Seeing all 3 tier 1s taken down, it's really going to add to that gold difference. Still with like the mid tier 1 remaining as well for the side of Spain. Romania's got a little bit of extra gold that they can get for their entire team there as well.
Okay, so Justman able to take down Nosoya Nomo, as Nosoya Nomo has pretty much no defense at all. Just the little bit extra health from those tier 2 boots is just going all out attack speed on this Finn. So not sure if that's the most legitimate of builds that we've ever seen in Vainglory, but we'll see if it works out for them, as right now against Spain, I feel like this is just Spain not really respecting Romania too much, but Romania, again, they're putting up a strong fight here in game number 2, although they get caught again. Eugene Marin will be going down, and now with Spain grouped up, it's going to be a question of can they find the damage. Justman doing what he can alongside Floppy on this Lance, but they're just constantly getting pushed back.
Yeah, I mean the fact that
oh no, Josela dives underneath the turret with that termination protocol and finds 3 kills for his efforts. What an incredible heads-up play, knowing the damage that he has with the double Shatterglass build. Does end up going down, but I think he's going to be more than happy to sacrifice himself for the play he was able to just make.
Yeah, Floppy dangerously close to going down here, pops the potion. Jeez.
That was a beautiful alpha play. I'm sorry, that was just a beautiful alpha play. Like that, knowing that he could go in and get that much damage done because of the double shatter glass was just absolutely incredible from Josela.
I mean, and he's going for Broken Myth next. This is looking just like the most dangerous alpha I've seen in a long while. It's really, again, just coming back to the fact that like it's Josela as well as Bruto just feeling so confident.
Oh, Josela and Miguel getting jumped on. Justman has a lot of damage here, and Josela does not have the ultimate, so Miguel will be falling. Josela does get out for now, but again, Romania, they're able to answer some of these moves. Now they can find themselves a turret here in the bottom lane, but they gotta be careful. The dragons are up. Josela's going to be coming back on in, but he's going to get targeted immediately. As soon as he does, gets dropped into the reboot, and is just going to get taken down. So this will be a turret going the way of Romania. Do they rotate over to the dragons next is what I'm wondering. But Calligraphy stayed under the turret way too long and actually gets taken down. That's a big mistake for the side of Romania, as now it's going to be Bruto just sneaking on into the mid lane and taking down that armory turret in response.
Yeah, I do like this. They're trying to stay aggressive. Romania's keeping their head in this game. Like I'm sure they realize some of these like crazy builds that are going on right now. But as long as they take it seriously, continue to look for these opportunities for pickoffs or find these turrets, they just have to clean it up a little bit here, and they have a really good chance of winning this game and forcing a game 3.
And Bruto does end up falling there. As getting those Petal Munions work really well against a Kestrel because you're able to block out a lot of that Glimmer Shot damage. As soon as they hit one of those Munions, it ends the Glimmer Shot damage. And with a Weapon Kestrel, the Glimmer Shot damage is really only about the first target. The splash damage is not where the damage is coming from. So if it's hitting a Munion, that is a lot of damage that someone on the team is not taking.
Yeah. I think it's partially why they picked up this Petal, was just to be able to block out some shots here.
Down in the bottom lane, Nosoya Nomo trying to chase onto the Sky, but Sky has the slow from the forward barrage and just has a lot more damage, but Nosoya Nomo is actually gonna win that trade with the help of a one-shot, one-kill. Does end up falling. Weapon Finn proving to be a little bit more of a nuisance than I think Calligraphy was expecting it to be in that trade, but meanwhile Josela able to hunt down this Petal. We mentioned the fact that Petal just cannot escape because one jump is all that Petal really has, and Josela can just use a prime directive to get right back onto them. So no real escapes available for Petal when going up against Alpha. It's going to be Ghostwing going down in favor of Spain, nearly stolen away by Justman, but not quite able to secure it. Now he's going to be in trouble, as it's going to be the Arden getting focused down, chased down, and there's just nowhere for him to go. He's going to use those boosts to try and get to the safety of his team. Here comes a Drifting Dark, nice impale to prevent him from being able to stay in it. Here comes Bruto as well with the portal forward. This is going to be Spain looking for these kills. They find one. Petal is here. They're going to block the sleep, but Petal is now just going to be melting behind the rest of the team. Another Malice and Verdict fired out from the Drifting Dark. This is going to be Armory #1 falling here in the mid lane.
Yeah, I do really like this build coming out from Miguel. Getting the Frostburn to, have a little bit more of utility along with this extra damage he's bringing. What a freaking dive.
Yeah, there's going to be that Termination Protocol. That's going to be an easy kill onto the Petal. The burst of the Termination Protocol finding that one. And this is just Spain putting all the pressure onto Romania in their base. They're going low, but they're finding some kills. Miguel is actually going to be dropping here as Justman secures that, but everyone just turns around and goes right back onto Justman. He gets out of the base to safety to recall, but now the Vein Crystal is under siege as Spain potentially looking to end this game here as they find the kill into Justman. Eugene Marion, the only member left standing. The respawns are going to come through, though, and I don't know if Spain will have enough to actually end the game just yet. Petal going to be putting out the damage. And Josela will go down underneath his fountain, and that should secure things here as Finn flails away at this Vein Crystal alongside Bruto and Dorcas, and they will be able to take down the Vein Crystal and take the series 2-0. Very, very impressive stuff from Spain here.
Yeah, that was very well done. It's Josela, just amazing alpha play. The fact, like those reboots, just
15-5-2 on an alpha whose primary form of whose largest form of damage is diving in and blowing yourself up with the ultimate. So that is really impressive to have a scoreline like that. Bruto 8-3-12 as well. Those two players really the standouts in terms of the carries, but also got to give a lot of credit to Dorcas playing the Lyra this game and the Yates in game #1, really putting in a lot of work for the team. And you mentioned it kind of felt like a 4v5 in game #1. Almost felt that way here in game #2 as well, with No Soy Nomo again just kind of doing his own thing, just kind of being left alone on the side. Just said, you know what, just do whatever you want. We don't really care. We're just going to put so much pressure on the rest of the map that it's not even going to matter.
Exactly. It really does let them kind of like go for these weird builds. It just really just speaks more volumes of its Josela and Bruto. Even having the Silver Nail banned away, they ban away the Anka. They're just like, you know what? Let's just make alpha work. We're just gonna do so much. We're gonna do so much damage, and the fact that it was even a mid alpha as well it's just so weird to me. But I love how much that worked, though.
Yeah, it was really incredible stuff. Really fun series for the side of Spain. They are going to be the victors. They will take the 2-0 lead and punch their ticket to the Group B finals. They will be awaiting the winners of our next matchup, as that is going to be, once again, United Kingdom and Germany going toe-to-toe in just a few minutes. But until we can get that one set up, we are going to be taking a short break, and we will be back soon with that matchup. Again, United Kingdom and Germany going head-to-head in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
To the back. Party.
ス&スルール X。
Hello?
Who is it?
It's fucking weird.
Got it like
just wanna feel like this forever. I love it when my feet don't touch the ground, touch the ground. Don't wanna let these colors fade, kaleidoscopes inside my head. Just wanna feel like this, just wanna feel like this forever. Forever. I love it when my feet don't touch the ground, touch the ground. Don't wanna let these colors fade, kaleidoscopes inside my head. Just wanna feel like this, just wanna feel like this forever.
Got
welcome back on in to the WESG European Vainglory Qualifiers, powered by Razer and the Razer phone. I am Tasty Bacon. Alongside me is High Jump. High Jump, how you doing?
I'm doing great. That last game was just absolutely nuts. I love that series, but we got an even better one coming up here. Like, we've got some real powerhouses here in the form of Team Germany.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Germany is one of the big powerhouses, the favorites for this tournament. And so that's going to be really exciting to get to see them come onto the rise once again. Going against Team United Kingdom, which there's a lot of potential for this United Kingdom team, but unfortunately today, they're not going to be able to play with the lineup that they would prefer to play with. So that could be something that definitely impacts them here in this matchup.
Yeah, it's always rough. I mean, especially with these online events, it can always be a little bit hard to have like a solid connection at times. So it's always kind of rough. But hopefully they're able to kind of still show up. Hopefully they've been practicing across with all their teammates. That's why some of these, like, being able to have so many teammates can look like a good thing. It can also be a little bit of a harder thing to be able to practice properly with everyone. So hopefully they've been able to give it a bit of a be able to practice a bunch with the proper teammates. Kind of get everyone on the same page, same sort of stress they want to be running against Team Germany.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be interesting. We are waiting for one more player to get on into this lobby. But before we get into the games, I do have a little bit of an announcement. As we had mentioned before our first series that if you tweet at us using the hashtags MGL and hashtag Vainglory, you'd have a chance to be featured on stream and could even win some ice. But apparently ice wasn't good enough for all of you, so we have decided to up the ante. Not only do you have a chance to win that ice, but you also have a chance to win an unlock of the newest hero in Vainglory, Yates, and you could also win a skin, and that is going to be the Cyber Knight Krull skin, the brand new skin. I believe it's included if you get to level 100 with the battle pass, you get the Cyber Knight Krull, or you could just go onto Twitter, use the hashtags MGL and Vainglory, and that skin could be yours for free.
Yeah, and it's also the Yates skin along with him as well. So it's like there's no reason. Like there's so much stuff. I'm absolutely amazed at the amount of just generosity from SEMC on that one.
Yeah,
this is gonna be freaking awesome.
Absolutely is. But obviously, again, so get those tweets, get onto Twitter, tweet out using hashtag MGL and hashtag Vainglory. If you're curious as to what that might look like, why don't you go ahead and have a quick peek at bam, right there. There's a tweet now at the bottom of your screen. That's one of my tweets, so I'm not going to be winning anything off of that, but there is going to be tweets can just pop up on the screen. It's not major. You're not going to be called out. We're not going to be drawing too much attention to it, but you can get yourself some free heroes, free skins, free ice. Get on Twitter. Get involved in the conversation. Let us know who you think is going to win. Let us know who is going to be the standout player from this series. Anything like that. Let us know if you think Germany is going to get their full roster online within the next minute or two. Because that's what we're waiting on right now, is for just one more player to get into the lobby, and we'll be kicking things off. So while we do wait for that one player to get on, take a quick peek at the rosters for this matchup. You can see United Kingdom is Keys, Binny, Disowned, Boff, Mr. K Cool, Kieran, Psychopath, and Palmatoro. Again, they would love to have a specific lineup of players on, but today it's going to be Keys, Mr. K Cool, Binny, Kieran, and Boff. Going to be the 5 that United Kingdom bring on to Sovereign's Rise. And then Germany, like the star-studded lineup over there, High Jump. You read down that list, every single one of those names is effectively a household name in Vainglory nowadays, with Hundor, Tyrez, Tetno JJ, Chrysior, Sneaky, The Joker, Keanu Nakoa, and Cracks.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last week, but they're basically Team Sly now. Like, it's we bid farewell to Team Queso, and a new version of Sly was born, pretty much picking up all of Germany and saying, this team works really well together. let's keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so this is gonna be really awesome. I'm excited to see, you know, what, like, if, you know, either of these teams, how they, like, their take on, you know, this meta, including Yates this time. We've basically just confirmed ahead of time, so that there's not going to be any surprises with these teams. They're not going to basically be like, "Oh, that was available." That he is available. it's potential that we're just going to see him banned out first. If either team doesn't feel comfortable playing it, or, you know, going for that as a first pick, maybe they have some different set plays, you know, kind of prepared. It's just like, okay, we'll go with these openers and then just, you know, not worry about it. But this is going to be an interesting matchup for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we've got all 5 players in the lobby on both sides of the match, so we'll be checking, make sure everyone's ready, and then getting things underway to kick things off for this best of 3 between the United Kingdom and Germany. And so we are just gonna get right on into this one, as it's going to be a fun one. You'd expect, again, a lot of talent between these two teams. Even with United Kingdom, you know, admitted to us that they're not playing with the roster that they would ideally prefer to have. There's still some well-known names there. You know, McKees, Mr. K Cool, and Kieran, all 3 of them have top-level Vainglory experience. Boff and Binny are the 2 kind of unknown factors for this team, but sometimes those unknown factors can be a key to victory.
Yeah, we see them hovering over the Yates here. Again, just not one to deal with it. Anka coming out as a quick ban. We did see Germany have that absolutely stellar Anka game in Game 2 of the first round. Techno JJ going 22-10. So it's since their second pick here, I totally understand why they're getting rid of that first. Just don't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah, no, obviously the Yates ban right off the bat. Not going to be seeing any playtime in this first game. Maybe we'll get to see it in Game 2, but with Silvernail taken off the board, and then, of course, the Churnwalker as well. I feel like that's going to be... These 4 bans are going to be pretty common as we go through the rest of the WESG qualifiers. But looking at now the first picks that are available, there's still Kensei available. There's still Kinetic. Arden, which a lot of teams like the first pick, is up. And it will be first pick Arden for the side of the United Kingdom.
Yeah. Do you... you said, like, you're expecting Churnwalker to be the ban. Do you value Churnwalker over Arden? I feel like that's kind of like a toss-up there.
I feel like I personally prefer Arden, but that's just because I'm not very good with Churnwalker. I think if you have top players, Churnwalker does take the priority there just because of the damage share that he can do with those chains. And, of course, a Trespass can potentially provide a multi-man stun every single time you use it. Whereas the Gauntlet, you know, obviously you'd like to aim it for multi-man stuns, but teams can pretty easily avoid Gauntlet walls nowadays. Even, you know, they've been able to do that pretty consistently for a while. So it's definitely... I think the Churnwalker takes a little bit of a priority there because of what he's able to do with the chains and just keeping people together.
Yeah, true. I agree. I think the more common we've seen Crucible becoming, especially with these multi-support lineups like we're seeing from the side of the United Kingdom here, it makes a little bit more sense to me of like why you're banning out Churnwalker there.
Mm-hmm. Lorelei going to be picked up with the triple captain thus far strategy for the side of United Kingdom. We saw a couple of, France in particular, run a lot of these, lots of captain heroes and just flexing some of them into carry roles. We could potentially see that CP Lyra that has played in the mid lane a few times, as well as Adagio we also know can go into one of those carry roles. So it'll be interesting to see where they decide to go with each of these heroes, or they just pick up two carries for their final 2 picks and just play all 3 of them in more of that utility-focused opportunities. But on the side of Germany, they have the Lorelei and the Lance to be kind of the survivability, the utility, and then Reza and Gwen for 2 hard carries, so they can really go anywhere they want with this final pick.
Yeah, honestly, I think the Adagio pick was actually more of a denial. Remember that last time we saw Germany, Hundor was playing a weapon power Adagio in both games and just doing amazingly on that. I think it was 10-0 and 4 in game 1 with 11-2 and 10 in game 2. So it could just be something looking to deny that a bit here. Also,
A late pick Kinetic. You know, back in the VPL, Kinetic was one of those heroes that was getting banned all the time or in the first rotation of picks. To have it come through as the final pick for the side of United Kingdom, that's a strong last pick. We'll get what that last pick was going to be from Germany shortly. And once we know what that last pick was, we're just going to hop into blind pick so that they can just go ahead and get on into this game quickly. Just going to wait for that confirmation real quick. And it was Scarf as the final pick for Germany. So they do opt to go for that carry as their final selection. And again, makes a lot of sense. We are going to be getting on into this game as quickly as we can so you guys can see the action on your screens. As now again, just getting them into a blind pick. Hopefully we don't have to remake the lobby. Good thing we don't. It is going to be getting these players, getting this sorted out, get those picks in, and then get on into this game. As we take a quick look at the brackets, you can see again, Group A, this was decided last week. It will be Russia versus the Netherlands going on into the Group A finals. But here in Group B, you see Spain earlier today took down Romania 2-0 to punch their ticket to the Group B finals. And now it's going to be United Kingdom or Germany. One of these two teams will be going up against Spain next week in that Group B finals matchup. It's going to be an exciting one either way. Whichever team gets there, it should be thrilling with how well Spain looked today. But we are now into the game for game number 1 between United Kingdom and Germany. Here we go, high jump.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited. I'm really interested to see like what this Adagio is going to be going for. It looks like if Benny's going for the top lane, I'm assuming it's going to be another weapon power, another weapon power Adagio there. The Scar's a little bit of an interesting choice to me. Not a lot of mobility available, and with going up against a team that's got a Lyra that has the long range of an Adagio, it seems like kind of like a risky pick to me.
It definitely can be a risk, but it's kind of like that high risk, high reward. If it starts to work, it just really takes off. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that for sure, but also got to keep an eye on where these buffs are going to go as they are about to spawn. You do already see Germany positioning aggressively in the United Kingdom jungle, but Benny is going to be there to try and dissuade that a little bit, maybe look for a steal. Meanwhile, United Kingdom, they are very quick to take down the German CP Treant, but Benny, he's just going to let that Treant go. He doesn't want to risk giving up a kill here in the early game, so it is just going to be that CP Treant trade for both of these teams. You know, this has kind of become one of the most common starts that we see in Vainglory 5v5.
Yeah, I like the fact that they just held on to that Crystal Treant there, let Tetno get that as he just slowly flew on over to that buff. But, yeah, no, very, you know, it comes off as semi-risky, but I think it's pretty much almost become like a gentleman's agreement to not really defend your crystal buff. It's like, come on, just let us take yours. It'll look cool.
Yeah, and that's why I really do hope we start to see teams be a little bit more aggressive in defending their own side of the map. You know, you go and take the enemy buff. Like, United Kingdom, they took their buff very, very early. I would have loved to have seen them use the fact that they had Benny on that side to kind of see how the progress was going on that for the German side and say, okay, we got our buff. Now let's quickly rotate over and prevent them or try and capitalize on them being a little bit slower to secure their buff. Instead, it is just going to be that, you know, the standard 1-for-1, and everyone's sort of backing off and playing safely in the lanes.
Yeah. But, so, I mean, look at this bot lane. We saw Boff actually took the weapon tree. I'm not sure if it's just because he can look to get a little bit more aggressive, you know, diving in there, getting that hit off to, you know, get the slowdown. But I think it might have just been a little bit of a misplay, you know, not giving that buff on over to the kinetic.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they decide to use that. I mean, it's already time. It's going to be timing out before they really even get back to the lane. So that first buff, I think, isn't really as crucial as it feels like it is when you're in game, but because of the fact that it does time out pretty early. If you do recall, that's most of the buff's time is going to be used during that recall and getting back to lane. So the fact that the Arden picked up that first one, not really going to have much of an impact at all.
Fair enough. Some interesting builds. We got Lyra with 3 O-Carts, and the Arden coming out with the heavy steel and an O-Cart of his own.
Oh, well, right now, Binny's going to be in a lot of trouble. Does get himself out to safety, but Keanu Nakoa is getting hunted down by Boff. Boff is now in a very dangerous position, all alone in the front lines, but the team is able to back up, and that's going to be United Kingdom securing that Crystal Treant. So really nice rotation there from the United Kingdom. Tyrus, he wants to get back into his jungle, but that is a little bit too low, and the positioning from the United Kingdom a little bit too aggressive for him to be able to do so. However, that's a lot of stuns onto the Arden, and he will get taken down. First blood going over to Germany, and Tyrus is actually the one who picks it up.
Yeah, it's very well done. The fact that like they're all so very low, and they realizing like, okay, we can still stick around. If they overextend, we can still, punish that. And Tyra is just having he's got no health, but still dives in to take that kill.
Knows exactly how far he can go. Sneaky narrowly gets himself out alive. And Tyra's, again, going in with that no health, like you said, finding the kill and getting out. They do sacrifice the weapon Treant there, but I don't think that's going to be something that they're too worried about for now. Obviously, it's going to be back up in a couple minutes, and it did go over to Malene, who is not going to be, can make use of the slow from the basic attacks, but isn't really going to be doing anything else with that weapon buff.
Yeah, it's really only going to give her like a little bit extra burn on these minion last hits. It's not going to be something too impactful. A little bit extra gold in their pocket, helping them get closer to what I'm assuming is going to be the aftershock to start with. But we have seen a little bit of varying Malene builds.
Keanu Nakoa coming down bottom to help keep Sneaky safe for the time being on this Lance. And you mentioned the builds. I really want to see where this Lance is going to go. If it's going to be this pure utility and tanky Lance, or if there's going to be a little bit of weapon power mixed in there. You talked about the Lyra, had those O-Carts before. Did go for the Crucible first. And I actually like this on Lyra specifically because her heal scales off of bonus health. So going for a lot of early health on a Lyra gets you that extra healing from the sigils that she's putting down, and it means that you can delay getting that Fountain of Renewal a little bit longer. We also see actually first item Crucible for Keanu Nakoa as well. And he's going to actually have to use that Crucible, and it's not going to be enough to get to safety. Here comes a gauntlet getting thrown. Tyra's going to get locked up inside of it. He's going to go down. A double kill for this Arden.
Yeah, and so we see him picking up the weapon buff again. So I think it's intentional that he's the one that's diving in, getting that slowdown onto that initial target, and not letting them escape between that as well as his shield, just not letting anyone escape.
Okay, going for that first item, Spell Sword. This is going to be a carry Arden. It started to become a little bit more popular, and I love seeing it more and more frequently. The weapon Arden, I think, is it was a sleeper pick for a long, long time, and has finally come to fruition here in Vainglory 5v5. And Biff making it work right, or Boff, excuse me, making it work. It's Binny and Boff, not the other way around. So this is gonna be. There's also that old comic like Biff and Boff, and it's like the comparison between a good kid and a bad kid. But that's another story. Yeah, Boff definitely on the bad side of that receiving end of punishment.
Yeah, I think it's really kind of feeling a little bit too a little bit too confident there. It was like realizing how much damage he was doing in those team fights. Like I think I can just nuke down this Gwen, but the fact that there is also Tyru's there to kind of like follow up with extra damage. There's no real way that he's getting out of that one.
Yeah, absolutely not. Keys in this mid lane now again is playing the full Captain Lyra, so no CP Lyra this time around. Even though that has been kind of rising in popularity. Meanwhile, up top, Hundor and Tyrus, they're going to group up and take down that turret. So even though the kills have not been that frantic, it's only 5 kills through the first 7.5 minutes. Very different from our first series of the day. It is Germany. They're finding the objective targets, but they are still behind in gold. United Kingdom doing a really good job here through the first 8 minutes or so.
Yeah. One quick update though, we do have the Adagio kind of looking more like a captain role instead of going weapon power, just getting that early kind of like a weapon just to be able to at least CS a little bit easier in lane. So we're looking at more of kind of this, what's becoming more of a standard of just multi-supports, multi-tank lineup.
There's a big skirmish around this tree, and that's going to be a lot of damage onto Keys. Uses the portal to get on out. Meanwhile, Bob is in the back line, does take down the Gwen. Has to use the gauntlet to get himself to safety, but it's not going to work. Did find 2 stuns with it. That'll keep the rest of the team safe. A lot of damage from Kieran on that ultimate there onto Tetno, but not enough for any more kills. It's just going to be the 2-for-1 currently in favor of Germany, but Benny steps a bit too far forward, takes a lot of punishment, will get stunned, will get rooted. A Githian walled for another stun, buying time for the rest of the team to get there, and Tyrus will clean up that kill. So 3-for-1 in favor of Germany when the dust settles, and they're going to find themselves another turret as well.
Yeah, one of the things that they really do, like, that the side of Germany kind of lacks is mobility here. I mean, yes, you have Razer that can just kind of dash through, but you kind of saw at a point where it's like, it was almost that they were getting kited, and it really was on Benny just getting out of position and kind of coming in from mid that allowed for that extra kill. So it could be a strategy for United Kingdom here to, look to just, draw out these fights and just be able to kind of just poke them down over time.
And it'll be interesting to see if that, that split target focus continues to come through as well, because you saw Boff went deep onto the backlines just to take out Hundor. He did get his kill, but then he falls shortly after, and no one else is able to capitalize on the great gauntlet that he threw. Like, that gauntlet got 2 stuns, but he was dying in the process of throwing it, so he really didn't get to, like I said, no one else was able to capitalize. Now they've caught Tyrus a little bit, but again, that's the one member that you mentioned does have the mobility for the side of Germany. Their other mobility comes from the Lorelei, though, using those pools to put down a lot of movement speed for the team and denial from the opponents. And then, of course, you also have the Lance to try and lock targets down. So I think Germany, even though they don't have a ton of mobility on the individual heroes, as a team, they have a lot of movement speed control and, of course, the lockdown. But not when you miss the Impale. Sneaky could be in trouble. That's going to be the dive onto the backline once again. Boff takes out Hundor early on and survives this time as they find a couple more kills. Tyrus is going to be the target, but that's 2 quick kills for the side of United Kingdom and none for Germany.
Yeah, and Hundor had actually just purchased an infusion and popped it right before that team fight. It's I mean, it could have been something that could have been like, an Oak or, heading towards that reflex block, but I think it was really just this idea of like, okay, I can buy more damage as long as my team keeps me safe. But when Boff is just going at you, just dealing so much damage in the start of a fight, it really doesn't work out.
Ghostwing getting captured. It will go low. Gets stolen by Scarf, though. That's going to be a German Ghostwing instead. And now using the barrier provided, Team Germany looking to fight with the recalls coming in as well. They're going to be able to find a kill there. So a huge turn of events off of that Ghostwing steal. And that's going to be another potential kill, as that's just going to be absolutely incredible stuff from Germany. That was so close to being a big momentum swing in favor of the United Kingdom, and instead it's Germany that finds themselves.
Steal that?
I have no idea how Tetno got in there to steal that, but he does find the steal. And because he got that steal, there were members of Germany that were super low. They get that extra barrier, and all of a sudden they survive, and the rest of the team that had died earlier respawns, gets there in time to rejoin the fray, and now Germany just a massive momentum swing off the back of that play.
Yeah, Tyrus has found Benny as well. Manages to pick up that weapon triumph, but Benny is so dang tanky.
And unfortunately, Benny doesn't have that much damage, though. It's going to be Versive Judgment. Will stun up Tyrus. Tyrus used his ultimate a little bit early to prevent that one, but Hundor will show up to help assist in cleaning that one up. And Team Germany now with all of the momentum on their side. 10 kills to 5, 36,000 to 32,000 on the gold. And United Kingdom, it was looking so good for them. They were set up to really get a nice momentum swing and start to maybe look towards pushing in turrets of their own. Instead, it has all gone bottoms up, as that's another kill found for Germany as they pick off the Moline.
Yeah, Germany is able to they're so, how to put this, they always make the most of whatever space that they're given. Like, they took that fight and they're immediately just like, okay, let's go take extra buffs. Okay, they're still down, let's go take towers. Looking to just take objective after objective, always pushing, like you give them an inch to take a mile sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely, as they took so much off of that Ghostwing steal, getting a lot of turrets down, a bunch of kills going their way, and just all of the, all of the pressure is now being applied by Germany instead of the other way around.
Yeah, sitting 5K ahead now too, and they're starting to get some of those power items. We see Hundor picking up some defensive items here. After losing losing his life quickly to that Arden, just realizing like, okay, I need to be able to survive this initial burst.
That's going to be Germany finding a few members of the United Kingdom. Gauntlet will get thrown, but who's trapped with who? That's going to be a lot of damage eaten by the Arden. Binny will throw out the Burst of Judgment, but it's not going to be enough for a kill. They do secure the kill onto that Binny. And that was actually a little bit of lag on my end, because that was a interesting spectator rubber band. Kieran against Sneaky. Kieran doing a lot of damage to Sneaky, but Sneaky just trying to keep him busy, trying to keep him tied up down there, knowing that, Kieran's a big source of the United Kingdom damage. If Sneaky is able to keep him busy by himself in the bottom lane, if you were to take, who do you want to take out of a team fight first? A Lance versus a Kinetic, you will choose to take the Kinetic out every time. So that's advantage to Sneaky, as it allows the team to go ahead and pick up the Black Claw. And now Germany looking to push in. They will take that Treant. They're going to get some damage onto the United Kingdom as well. Will make this Black Claw defense that much more difficult, as here they come pushing on down alongside this Dragon. They absolutely delete the Malign. Lyra gets caught out shortly after with that portal, and now this is going to be Germany finding a lot of work. Black Claw still pretty much full health as they take down the Armory turret and can now push into the United Kingdom base.
Yeah, this armor is going to go down. Well, the Adagio is going to go with it as well. Already at half health. This is
Arden going in, trying to take down Techno JJ, but 1 versus 5 is not going to be able to do it. This is very likely to be game here. 15 minutes in, high jumping. Just like that, Team Germany shut the door on game number 1. It was such a close game. It was looking so good for United Kingdom, but one moment is all it takes. That one Ghostwing steal just completely flipped a switch inside of Germany. They got the Ghostwing, they got the team fight, they started taking objectives, and they just pushed in relentlessly and finished off the game.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that this game is over already. Like, the start of this was just so... It was slow in comparison to what we've seen. Like, not just the games today, but, like, everything in this tournament so far. And the fact that this isn't the fastest game that we've seen, but still, it was one team fight, and it basically just snowballed from there.
Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff coming out from Germany to close the one out. But again, a great game from the United Kingdom up until that Ghostwing. It felt like they actually were the ones in the driver's seat up until that point. So hopefully they can turn around for game number 2 and take the first half of game number 1 and play that way all the way throughout. It definitely felt like, when that Ghostwing got stolen away, it took the air out of their sails, and they were not playing the same as they were in in the first half of that game. So we'll see if things can change for game number 2. We're going to be just switching everyone on over and getting into game number 2 as quickly as we can, so that everyone can continue to have that action. Just gotta wait for a couple of players to exit the previous game's lobby, so that we can get them in for game number 2. It's not just you, don't worry. I did say a couple, I did mean a couple. We'll see if we can get them on in.
Yeah, even though the UK lost there, I really like what Boff was doing there. That Arden honestly just did so much. I think they just might have gotten a little bit overvalued it a little bit too much. The fact that he was able to just nuke down Gwen at those earlier team fights, I think is just something that that it's to be valued. If you're able to just delete out their weapon power carry and still make space with the gauntlet, I think that's all you can really ask for an Arden. And in that state, I think it's just a matter of the fact of they lost just a couple of key fights. They got that Ghostwing stolen from them. It was just so far downhill after that.
All right, well, looks like everyone is ready for game number 2. So we're going to be kicking this draft off Let's see again what changes are going to be made to these compositions. Will there some of those power picks be let through this time around in order to ban away target heroes? I expect Razer to be taken off the board, perhaps, and in this game we'll see if that's going to change things up. Who that's going to leave open if it does happen, or if we're just going to have the same 4 bans. It could just be the same 4 bans coming through this time around. We shall see, though, as we get into this draft. In game number 2 between Germany and the United Kingdom. Germany with the 1-game lead now.
Yeah, betting with a Lorelei, that's actually been pretty. That was kind of standard, I think, or at least it wasn't like it was their second. That was their second ban out of their game 2 of the first round. So really does not want to play against that. And Anka, a pretty solid thing to ban against Team Germany. Again, we saw Techno JJ doing massive work last time we saw them.
Arden getting taken off the board as well. I assume that's Hundor just saying, "Hey guys, can we take that Arden away? Because that was really annoying to deal with every single time." Bob was just diving into that back lines and focusing Hundor down. Really prevented him from having much of an impact for the first 8 to 10 minutes of the game, because he was just constantly in his face and trying to take him down.
Instant pick.
Yeah. Reza banned, Yates immediately snatched up. And there's still a few power picks left open, though, so there are still options for the United Kingdom. But Yates getting through the bans is a very quick first pick. But now the Churnwalker is available for the United Kingdom if they want, and they're going to go ahead and answer with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised to see Churn, maybe a Kensei, follow that up with. Going with a Samuel, be an interesting pick here. Honestly, on the side for Germany, I'm expecting, possibly a Malene of their own, and we also have Silvernail still in the pool, so maybe we could looking at the UK looking to kind of last pick that instead of a Kinetic this time. Could look to offer them a bit more control, a bit more damage.
Samuel there alongside the Yates. And speaking of the Yates, just want to remind everyone, if you head on to Twitter and tweet using hashtag MGL and hashtag Vainglory, you could win a Yates unlock on your account alongside his skin and Cybercrawl skins. We're giving away all of that and more. Just make sure you head to Twitter, just tweet hashtag MGL, hashtag Vainglory, and you could get your hands on Yates skins, Cybercrawl skins, ice, all sorts of things being given away. All you have to do is go to Twitter and tweet at us. We are going to be seeing the Lance and the Tony pickup. So this is already a very, very beefy, durable team for the side of Germany. You expect they're going to be picking 2 hyper carries to round out their composition, going up against another team that is also very survivable, very durable, with the Churnwalker and the Finn, not to mention the Adagio and Samuel both having a lot of sustain of their own as well.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what they pick up for Hundor here. Has been skins.
Yeah.
Hundor, playing had played like Adagio, but that was banned away from him. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see the Gwen again. I know he also likes to play a lot of plays like Vox and Ringo and Idris, but those haven't been as popular in recent history. I know we have seen a couple of games of Vox, so like on from a weapon power standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that could be potential as well, but I think we could easily see him on the Silvernail. We were talking about how a lot of teams are kind of just like waiting to kind of get a little bit more how to put this really practice that hero, get more comfortable with it. It can be a little bit more intensive skill wise. To be able to play him properly.
Absolutely. We'll see what they are going to be rounding up the competition with. Obviously, it's going to be same picks and bans as we saw previously before the draft crashed on us. And then we'll be getting underway with our game. Once this draft finishes up, it is going to be, obviously, the Finn Adagio, Samuel Churnwalker. A lot of durability, a lot of sustain on that side. But you talk about the durability. You have Yates, Lance, and Tony. And now if they grab this Grumpjaw, this is just an incredibly formidable team. But I don't think the Grumpjaw would be the right pick just because of the fact that where would your damage come from then? You'd pretty much be relying purely on the sky. The Celeste, I like a lot better. We know that there's plenty of players on Germany that are exceptionally talented on the Celeste. This is one of Hundor and Techno JJ's most played heroes. So they're going to be perfectly comfortable picking that one up. And I like that when you have so much durability, you have that big beefy front line, grab that hyper carry that sits in the back and just dishes out damage. Baron will be the final pick for the United Kingdom as well. So that's, again, going to be these hyper carries doing battle. Once we get towards the 8 to 10 minute mark, the Celeste and the Baron are going to be the two key focuses for these teams.
Yeah, my only real question is, like, how many tornado triggers are we going to see on this Finn? I mean, we saw how fast that anchor could be swung. These are the serious questions I need answered.
Yeah, I'm going to say the over-under is 0.5, and I'll take the under. But it's going to be an interesting one for sure. We'll see what these builds are going to be. Who's going to be going weapon, who's going to be going crystal. Will we be seeing a crystal Baron come out onto the Sovereign's Rise? It's a pick that it's been rising in popularity ever since PT Lamb showcased it in the VPL. We've seen a few other players pick it up, but we are into game for game number 2 of Germany and United Kingdom. It's Germany on the blue side this time around, and it's United Kingdom on the red. High jump, here we go. This could potentially be the last game of the day if Germany can bring it home.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see, again, I'm just really pumped to see, Yates being picked up by these teams. The fact that we were able to see it in both series. Keanu Nakoa, it's gonna be interesting to see what he does. I mean, this skin looks pretty dang epic. Again, guys, hit us up with some tweets for your chance to be able to win this hero and this amazing skin. Look at that freaking crown.
Yeah, it doesn't even need to be a complicated tweet. Just tell us who you think's gonna win. Tell us who you think's gonna win, who's your favorite player is, or anything like that. Just be creative. Don't just retweet someone else's tweet. That's not going to get you any skins or anything. It's got to be your own custom tweet.
Yeah, I'm really gonna be interested to see, because we saw Boff last game really being that that initiator, always diving in, but playing Churnwalker is he can hook people and separate that damage a bit, but he's not delete someone.
Well, right now, Boff and Hundor going toe-to-toe. Hundor's got the advantage for now. Boff's trying to get to the turret, not going to be able to get there. Hundor will take first blood. Meanwhile, the team does try to steal away that crystal tree. I believe it did go to Kieran. Or actually, no, that went over to Tetno. But now they're able to continue chasing down, finding more kills. That's 4 kills total for the side of Germany. And they say that they are not messing around here in game number 2. That is a very, very strong start for Team Germany.
Yeah, I really like that first blood there. That first blood there from Hundor was so well done. Sidestepped the hook and then was able to just follow it up, just realizing that there's no slows, there's no CC coming out. You can just chase down that Churnwalker.
Yeah, so a really strong beginning of the game for Team Germany. Will they be able to keep that momentum going? And it almost feels like, after the way that Game 1 went, with how devastating it felt like it was for United Kingdom, have that Ghost Wings taken away, and they just seemed to play completely differently afterwards. To get a poor start like this, it could be absolutely devastating. Like, for just the mental aspect of trying to stay in this game. You could start off, say, okay, guys, we had a really strong start in game number 1, and it just slipped away from us. Let's just start game number 2 strong. But then you come into game number 2 and just lose 4 kills right off the bat. That can just absolutely destroy your confidence.
Yeah, this will be quite the interesting matchup. The fact that we have Keys kind of just hanging out in mid lane while Samuel's looking to buy his Kieran.
Oh, Keanu Nakoa finds a taunt onto Boff, and Boff is actually going to be going down there. So nice job by Germany again, just finding their way into these lanes and finding ways to just get damage and take down opponents.
Yeah. Looks like we might have a connection issue for Kieran. Feels bad, man, but see if United Kingdom is able to make the best of this situation. Get some farm onto Keys. We'll be able to get him to more of those defensive items, help them out in team fights. But Germany's not going to let up in any sense.
Yeah, absolutely not. And you really shouldn't. Like, just if... Obviously, a disconnect issue is unfortunate, but You can't just go lightly on your opponents as a result of that. Otherwise, you know, you got to be cerebral. You got to. There's a lot on the line here in these qualifiers. You know, going into WESG, if you can make it to the live event later in the year, there's a lot of money up for grabs at the championship. So you don't want to be taking any games lightly. In Germany, they are definitely a team that is not going to be doing so. They are just going to be taking over the enemy jungle for now. You do see Binny on the opposite side, though, trying to take advantage, trying to make the best of a bad situation, saying, you know what, if they're going to invade our top jungle, I'm going to go clear out their bottom jungle, get a little bit of deep vision in as well. And Tyrus, he's about to find out that there is someone taking away his bottom half of the jungle. Let's see if they end up meeting here over by this treant. The weapon treant does come up. Healing treant is going to be started up by Binny, so he might be able to just sneak this one away and then recall out to safety. Obviously, he's going to be looking to do just that. Tyrus will know that someone's near, but he's not going to be able to find him before the recall finishes.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of this top lane here. Boff has been, like, you're talking about like how good Churnwalker is at just kind of like as a support pick here, and he's just been able to kind of just man mode against this Lance and the Yates as well. It's really interesting to see just how tanky this hero can be, and just kind of be this like this you know, tanky body to let the Baron free farm a bit.
And interesting to see that with Sneaky on this Lance in the top lane. He's going for this utility folks build. That's going to be, oh, nice impale as Techno JJ comes up to try and help. And looking to take down Boff. They will get a stun, though, onto the Baron. Baron just melts under that pressure. Boff will get pulled back by Yates. That's the power of a Yates on Techno JJ. Able to help his team secure 2 more kills. 8-0 now in favor of the side of Germany.
Yeah, Tyrus, I like this. Knowing when to back off, trying to dive in on the cure and realizing that he's a little bit under farm, but the moment he sees keys, he's just like, yeah, I'm just going to run away. I don't need to fight that.
It's going to be a nice taunt by Tyrus in this bottom lane, trying to get damage onto Binny, but Binny just turns and fires off onto Hundor. Hundor taking a lot of hurt there, but he did have that extra barrier in order to survive alongside that potion being used, but now Verse of Judgment not quite going to find a stun. Tyrus will be low. He's going to be not quite falling, though, as again, Binny just barely unable to finish off that kill.
Yeah, got the spell sword finally coming out for this Tony, sitting at 1-0-3, kind of tanky to start with, but the real eyes on this bot lane are all going to be on Hundor. So we're got a decent amount of farm, 3-0-0. Sorrow Blade already picked up. He's going to be looking to do a ton of damage. Just kind of under farm bottom lane.
Yeah, and really almost on both sides as well. I mean, Hundor obviously sitting on just 25 CS. Binny does have that 34 CS to have that 10 CS lead, but now there's going to be a skirmish here in the mid lane. This is where it's really important. It's going to be a quick kill going over to Kieran. Does fall. Good to see Kieran back, though, and not sitting in pace any longer. But unfortunately for him, not going to be able to survive that pressure. Now Techno JJ looking to provide some pressure as well. Gets pulled under the turret and nearly drops as a result. But the rest of Germany is working on this Ghost Wing. A lot of low health bars, but no real pressure from the United Kingdom to look to steal this away. So that will be a Ghost Wing going over to Team Germany. And now this is where they excel. Once they get that Ghost Wing buff, they love to start going into the lanes and putting the pressure on these turrets.
Yeah, being able to take like those objectives. We saw how much they could do with with one Ghost Wing last game. The fact that they're just realizing like, okay, we're still low, but we do enough damage, and just splitting the tanking. Oh my gosh, Yates! It's 11-0.
Yeah, Yates is absolutely just so strong with those stuns and his ability to get across the map, the hook, pulling people in. Just when you think you've gotten away, just like that, he pulls you back into a stun. Nice block there from Boff to prevent any further damage. But between
the thing is, like, he sets up so many other CCs. Like, if you hook someone in, or you just like stand around and get the stun, sets up for the Celeste stun, sets up for Lance. Like, it sets up for easy Tony knockbacks.
Yeah, or Tony taunts as he gets pulled into one there, and then another stun. That's going to be a kill secured. And Tyrus then pada boom, knocking Kieran back into the middle of the lane. Unfortunately, Techno JJ had actually gone low, so he really wasn't able to capitalize on that follow-up. But they are still finding pressure here in Team Germany. Again, 13-0 here at 8.5 minutes.
Sneaky managing to find that solo kill onto Mr. K Cool. This Lance, it's just amazing to me. He's got barely any damage items, just landing enough CC and just being able to clean up.
Yeah, it's so hard to escape. Once these members of Team Germany get onto a target, it is just so difficult to get away from them because of the amount of chase and CC that they have on just every member. Even their 2 carries have some form of crowd control in their kits as well. So there's just a lot of, a lot of stuns, a lot of slows, and a lot of things like that you have to deal with if you're the side of Team United Kingdom. And thus far, they have not been able to deal with it.
Yeah, man. CC wins games. It really comes down to like how well they can just chain these together, and the fact that all of these members of Team Germany are so competent. Oh my gosh.
Techno JJ was so close to picking up that snipe on the recalling Churnwalker. Didn't quite get it, but now here comes Yates. Nice block will prevent the first stun, but now Sneaky going in under the turret. Benny will be okay for now. And a lot of that was because they were able to get so much damage onto Techno JJ before that started, so he couldn't really commit too heavily. Now with the rest of Germany here, they could potentially look for something underneath this turret. That's going to be them going in, taking Boff right out of the fight. And Boff is going to be falling. There's a dive on in. Keys, he's a big tanky river troll. But not even standing under his turret are they going to be that dissuaded from just putting out more and more damage.
Yeah, Mr. K Cool waiting for Weapon Treant to respawn. And Benny just down the bot lane, just farming up that like healing Treant. There's not a lot they can do as Ghostwing is on the menu again.
And Ghostwing once again being targeted by the members of Germany. And for the second time this game, there's just no one here to even try and contest that. So another free Ghostwing going over to Germany. This time with the 2 outer turrets in the mid and bot lane down. The only outer turret left standing is in the top lane, but it doesn't seem like Team Germany has any interest in the top lane right now. They'd want to look for kills and get these mid and bottom lanes pushing once again. They've got a nice slow push building in the bot lane, but everyone here is focused on mid, looking to go diving under a turret perhaps. That's a lot of damage that Sneaky's eating. They do juggle the aggro. Solar Storm is only going to connect onto Benny, and they just aren't able to find the damage that they need. But with the minions here, they say, okay, we didn't get the kills, but we can now get pressure on this turret, and that will be the turret falling. Meanwhile, Sneaky and Mr. K Cool again going at it 1v1, but Sneaky is once again finding himself with some damage advantage. Mr. K Cool does use that healing flask in order to get himself back up to healthy, but Sneaky, he is not done. He's just continuing to put pressure on even under the turret, just letting these minions do as much work as possible. And Mr. K Cool, he's actually in trouble. Sneaky is doing so much damage with only the Stormguard banner. He finds that solo kill, and that's just not right.
Yeah, I feel like there's a point where, as the Baron, you could just look to just back off. You just leave your turret and just go. But wanting to hang around, get that CS, kind of greedy. But I can understand, like, once you're so far behind, you just want to be able to get every single CS that you possibly can. But I think we're seeing the United Kingdom kind of coming apart at the seams here, getting over aggressive on so many different heroes.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. K Cool has been absolutely shut down this game. You look at the CS numbers. 37 CS, which is even with Sneaky, but 0-7 compared to Sneaky's 3-0-4. Very, very different gold amounts for him. He still only has the 1 tier 3 item in the Sorrow Blade, just doesn't have the damage to be able to stick around and try and defend turrets. Now this top lane has been absolutely dismantled, as it's going to be the first armory turret here will fall. Team Germany able to take that one down, and this is just looking so good for Team Germany here in game number 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to be too surprised if we're seeing a Black Claw, in their future. Probably going to see Sneaky go clear up bot lane. This turret might actually fall. There's a lot of creeps here.
And this bottom lane turret, like I said, under a lot of pressure, but Sneaky's going to go there and help clean it up. Should be able to actually get there in time to save it. Or is he? 2 minions just decide to ignore everything else and only go after the turret. But the turret does stay standing just barely, thanks to Hundor and Sneaky. So not even that little bit of extra gold pittance going over to the United Kingdom. As Ghostwing up once again. And Team Germany once again going directly after this dragon. They're actually going to be splitting up. We could potentially see Keanu Nakoa and Tetno start up the Black Claw while they wait for their teammates to take down Ghostwing. As, that is exactly what we're going to be seeing. There's an ultimate being used by Mr. K-Cool to check Black Claw. We'll actually find a couple targets there, but because Black Claw hadn't really been started that heavily, they're not going to be committing to it now.
Yeah, it was a really smart idea to kind of like just kind of sit around and wait for it.
Boff in some trouble. It's going to be a dive on in. Nice death from above. Will land a stun, and that's just Mr. K-Cool deleted off the rise. Boff is going to be falling as well. A double kill for Hundor on this Sky. And with no one on the side of Germany really even being touched from those 2 kills, they're just going to quickly rotate over to Black Claw and likely look to finish this game off.
Yeah, this is going to be over here pretty quickly. I really like this build. Like again, we talked about earlier on about building Yates as this really tanky hero, just letting just his kit do all the work. No damage items, just going Crucible, and as well as Fountain just kind of being the overall utility support. We're still seeing Lance be kind of building the same way. It's not needed for damage. Their kits are just doing so much for them.
And with Black Claw now pushing in, you see Sneaky and Hundor looking to get some preliminary damage done before the Black Claw even gets to this turret. Solar Storm going to come through as well, just trying to force members of United Kingdom away so that they can have a free and clean push. See this first turret going to go down very, very quickly. They can rotate up. They find the kill into Mr. K-Cool once again. That has just not been his day on this Baron. Now they're going to be going after the Churnwalker. He falls. They can just look for so much here. First Armory is about to go down. Verse of Judgment, nice stun. 4-man stun and a big quibble as well. But the Black Claw is now on to the Vein Crystal as Tyrus with the Bada Boom will split everything up. And the Vein Crystal is now falling. Team Germany with a very, very decisive game number 2. And will take down the United Kingdom 2-0. Punching their ticket to the Group B finals.
Yeah, very well played. Unfortunately, Kieran with a little bit of connection issues, but it does not take away from how well Germany played that match. It's the amount, the amount of skill coming out, Sneaky being so aggressive with Mr. K-Cool, and managing to find not 1 but 2 solo kills onto the Baron is just absolutely mind blowing to me.
Yeah, really incredible stuff coming out from Germany, as we expect. But again, I want to go back to that game number 1, though, where the United Kingdom, they looked strong in game 1, and then it all came crashing down. It just looks like they never got themselves back into it mentally in time for game number 2, as the second half of game number 1 into and through game number 2 was just all Team Germany. So hopefully there are 2 qualifiers for WESG Europe. Hopefully Team United Kingdom can rebound in time for Qualifier 2, because there is a lot of potential on this team for some great things to happen. But that's going to be the series rounded out. Team Germany taking the 2-0 victory. We'll take a look at the brackets now and see where things are lining up in Group B. It's Spain and Germany will be going toe-to-toe next week. And over in Group A, it will be Russia and the Netherlands. 2 great matchups that I cannot wait for next week.
Yeah, no, Germany and Spain is going to be an absolutely great matchup. I think, it's like we talked about, as we get to the top tiers of this tournament, the games just get better and better. And so now that we've got Yates in the pool, we've seen what this hero can do. We've seen how well teams can play around him already. It's really great to see. But I'm just so excited for this. This has been a really great series. I'm hoping that we get kind of the best out of every team next weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Hoping to see some more high-level Vainglory play. And again, as we get closer and closer to these grand finals, everyone is just going to be playing that much more intensely as they want to be the teams taking home top prize. But that's going to just about do it for us here on the desk. And we are going to be taking a week-long break. We'll see you next week once again. Same time and place for those two great group finals. Once again, I am Tasty Bacon.
I'm High Jump.
And that is going to do it for us here at the WESG European Qualifiers for Vainglory, powered by Razer Phone. We'll see you next week.
Everybody's actor. Why does it always seem like people change faces?